Coach, here we are. Let's just talk about the O-line here a little bit. Obviously, you lost all 5 starters. Just how's the competition going?
Yeah, obviously we're 10 practice in, and there's five veteran guys that we lost. 4 seniors and 1 transfer. But yeah, just like we talked all along, that like certainly wish those guys are back. No, that you hate when you lose starters, but like been excited about this group. Even last year when they were backups, like I was excited about this group. They're young, they're athletic, they have the same togetherness the last group has. They're part of that. Those guys left a great legacy. Tons of competition, really. Like there is plenty of good players up there. We got some guys that have little game experience, but most of them have none. Start at center. We got Chris Manu working at center. We got Butler working at center. Manu's right now running with the 1s, but Butler's running with the 2s. But we always have guys play multiple. You got Gavin Rohrs, who plays right guard, but he also working at center in that competition. He's in the guard competition and the center competition. You got Austin Uke, who's a new transfer from Stanford. He's right in the middle of the right guard competition, but he's also snapping in. So you'll see the combination of those 4, right guard, center. At left guard, Greg Smith's been kind of holding down. Greg had really good start against OU last year, and we're excited about Greg and his progress. But you got Andrew Lowry that's also bumping at guard. Tackles, Drew Terrell's probably our most experienced guy. He didn't play a ton of tackle, but he's been our short yards tight end the last few years and done a nice job. So Drew's stepping in at right tackle. And at left tackle, you got Eric Smith, and then you got Jacob Shores, local kid from Elder. He's flip-flopping back and forth, so we kind of got a 3-man rotation right now with the starters at left and right tackle between those 3 guys, and then Andrew Lowry's also bumps inside out from guard to tackle. So it's weird because you got guys that have their natural position, but like we always thought, like the NFL keep 8 linemen, so you got to play multiple positions, and our kids do a good job of always playing those multiple positions. But you're looking for your best 5, and sometimes it's like we were talking the other day, like what does our best 5 look like? It's still yet to be determined, but you can end up moving a guard to tackle. But we've also talking about we feel good about our tackles with Shores and Lowry and Eric Smith and Drew Terrell. That one of those guys we even talk about moving Jacob into guard because he might be part of our best 5. So we have a lot of flexibility. We have a lot of growth there because they're all young and fairly inexperienced, but they're athletic and they're hungry and they can do the job. So they're going to grow as the season goes on. Obviously, they got tall tasks right away. We always talk about, like, you're a young O-line, you got to go against Wisconsin and Rutgers. But again, there may be some growing pains, but we're going to get a ton of growth in those games, and they're excited about that challenge. So we've got a really good group up there, and we're 10 days in. I don't know who's going to start yet, but I know we got more than 5 starters for sure that can come in and play, and we're going to need them as the year goes on.
So when you go to Wisconsin, do you expect them just to have those 5 guys maybe and roll with them, or you think you're maybe try some combos out even week 1?
I think there'll be some rotations. I really do. I'm not 100% sure yet, but we have some pretty good rotations going on in practice, and like we don't view them as 1s and 2s. So you talk about tackles, really, it's been Eric Smith, Drew Terrell, and Shores, Jacob. They're just rotating. Like 2 of the 3 are gonna be with the 1s, and one of them's rolling with the 2s, and then they rotate. Jacob's been our swing guy, but Eric swings some too. Drew pretty much plays the right, but Jacob and Eric have swung right and left. And then we talk about short yardage tight ends. We had Shores in as a short yardage tight end. We're still trying to figure, because Drew's playing right tackle now. Do we just leave Drew out there short yardage? So we've had Butler out there short yardage tight end. We also got Beef. I haven't mentioned Beef yet. Like Brandon Lawhorn-Morin's been behind Greg at left guard, and Beef at one point before he got injured was ahead of all those guys. He was probably our top freshman, but then he missed some time with an injury, and he's just getting back to who he was before then. But so I think there could definitely be a rotation at tackle. I definitely think there'll be a center guard rotation. It might be 3 guys. It might be 4 guys. Might be 5 guys. Who knows? So there's just a lot of guys that no one's really taking the job, which you'd love somebody just to be consistent, take the job, but a lot of them are doing a lot of good things, and they're right in the mix. So we could play 7, 8, 9 linemen in early in the game in Wisconsin.
Last question for me, obviously with no starters, does it make practice more competitive because there are so many open spots?
Yeah, it should, if you want to play. Like there's no one's guaranteed anything. Like I said, Drew probably has Moke Spears. Greg Smith has probably 1 game. He got most of his snaps in 1 game, but he played. But these other guys, like, never been on the field, for any standard. Gavin's played a little bit, but so they know it's open competition. They're really close-knit groups, so it's not me against you. We're all trying, but they're still fighting for their own spot. But like you said earlier, I think really early the non-conference games, we're going to let them play in. Because again, I was saying practice is great. I know what they, but let's see what they look like when the first starts flying and you're in a hostile environment and high. Some kids elevate, some kids don't. So I think a lot of it will be determined in those first 4 games.